Wait, let me.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of A Drink with
Mary
and Mina. Today, Manawani, this madam has gone back home and has just come back.
Wait, let me put this here. I just realized my jacket is like the shaky one, so I move a lot. So let me just put it there. Right. I've just come back from Nepal. As you can't tell, I've gained like I don't know how many kgs. Mina Didi's dad just saw me and he was like 12-13 kg ta dublaera aecha ta. It's pretty bad. I weighed myself and I gained like at least 6 kgs in Nepal in 3 weeks.
That's fine. Allow it.
Shit happens. It was good food indeed. We got coffee. Yeah. That's already
latte mocha, I think.
Latte mocha. Give me macchiato.
Oh, macchiato, yeah.
Yeah, it's a macchiato.
But there's no sugar in it. Oh, I shouldn't drink sugar anyway. Shouldn't eat sugar.
Are you trying not to consume sugar?
My sugar intake is not bad anyway.
I think
not a sweet person either.
Maybe liquid sugar, probably not. But solid, like if it's cookies and stuff.
Right after talking about gaining 6 kilos.
That's where it starts. Sugar consumption is unreal. Anyways, we're back. We're back with another episode. It feels like I've missed you guys, but then you probably haven't because you've been listening to us and pre-recordedly.
Yeah. That's a nice assumption. You've been listening to us. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I hope you are. Nice to see you back again. And by the way, it's Tibetan Losar or Galpo Losar and Sherpa celebrated too. So happy Losar, guys. We haven't got kapse, but we got kurma, which is similar-ish in taste, but not quite. I prefer kapse to this. But anyway, moving on. The topic of today is the culture shocks we've had whilst traveling. I mean, we did say back home, but it's a universal thing. Okay? Like now, you can't really tell what is back home. England feels like home. So does Nepal. So does everywhere else you go. You know, when you revisit. So that was a very open question, and I'm glad our viewers are with us and sort of engaged with us in that way. So let's move on, shall we? I know she's already digging in with the food. Okay. BRB is a long list. We might have to do part 1, part 2. So this might be the part 1.
Yeah, right? I think this is the most responses we've had so far.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll start with the first one. Talking back to teacher in school. Also, my culture shock when I came to this country was how you just address them by their first name. Yeah. Nick. Yeah. Gary. I'm like, what?
And I was like, what?
And you don't say Auntie Uncle to like elders, like, you know.
You just call them by their first name.
Exactly. Like recently my cousin got offended because he was attending event on a puja at our house, you know. And my youngest cousin said to him, Uncle, yeah. Bear in mind he's like your age, 33.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
And she's 20. Fair enough, like Uncle Bonna like in context of Nepal, but do not believe in it because obviously I'm Didi to her and he's my dai, so it's like we're sort of in the same generation but we're not at the same time.
Yeah.
So he was very heartbroken. He was like, can't believe she called me uncle. I'm like, sorry mate. Like can't help it.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So we don't say that here neither. Like we just whatever.
Exactly.
Right?
Imagine you coming over to my house and be like to my dad, Yum.
So weird. Like even in Nepali shop you go, restaurant
Yeah.
Dai or bhai, you just don't say sunnusta. Like you don't say that. Like these days I just say bhai not to offend. But if they call me boyni then I'll be like dai. I just say bhai because like you're at the age. You can't just be calling dai to anyone.
Exactly.
Anymore.
Right. The second response. This is a British girl's response by the way. Blonde women in Turkey, they are mesmerized by it. So yeah, so guys out there, like they would like hound her because she was blonde, and they would be like really mesmerized by her blonde hair, her you know, just literally blonde hair, literally. Probably because it's not blonde hair is not so common back around that area. But yeah, Turkey.
Because skin color, they have like mix of white and olive tones, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's the hair color then.
Yeah.
What's with this like whitish looking color? Everything they're obsessed with.
Also, I found that in China, they are obsessed with, not obsessed, but they find black hair very intriguing.
In China?
Yeah. So literally, I think I've told this story before. We were in the middle of, a big mall area in Shanghai.
But sorry, are they not born with dark hair as well?
No, the curly hair.
Oh, curly hair, black hair,
black,
yeah, that's true, that's true.
Hair.
I thought you said black hair, which is like black dark hair. I'm like, what?
No. Like
spiral. Yeah,
people.
I get
I've
it.
heard stories, and I've seen it as well. Like my friend was black, and they just walked right over to her and like touched her head. And bear in mind, she had like very short hair, almost, and she just came over, didn't even ask, just touch her hair, and we were like, what is happening? But I'm sure there's lots of stories on the internet about how they just walk over and like touch your hair.
Yeah, I think that's quite common in Nepal as well. I'm not gonna lie. If you see like a black person, because you have white tourists a lot, but black tourists you barely get it, like rare.
Yeah.
So everyone just looks at you like, oh, type okay.
Yeah. It's not insulting. People are intrigued by it, but I guess people could be just a bit more polite and be like, can I?
But then in that part of the world, nothing is like. Nothing is. There's no boundaries on where you should stand and what you should say.
Yeah.
Moving on forward. Getting kicked out of house after 18. True. Like, but it's not common anymore. Everyone lives with their mum in the UK still.
Because we can't afford to buy houses anymore.
Sorry, Britain. We can't do it anymore. Like,
sorry.
I think when I was 16, I physically thought I could get. Not 18, but 20, 21, but no, at the rate of the prices are going up.
Yeah.
Every month, like, rent is going by 200, 300 extra. You can't afford it. Pay a rise, but the rent is going up, so obviously you're gonna live.
Like, you can say, as soon as you turn 18, you either move out or head towards moving out, or you start contributing to the household bills.
Yeah, it's usually like after you go to uni, you don't come back, type of. Yeah. You don't move back to your house. But I'm sorry, it's expensive.
It's not happening anymore.
It's a hard one out there.
Not because there's a cultural change, but because we can't afford to do that anymore.
Exactly.
Which is my next one? Oh my goodness. Seeing little kids commuting alone in Japan with school uniform on the train. They look so cute. Sometimes they're in groups, like 2, 3 ones, but usually they're just one or two in a group. In a group, just 1 or 2 on their own. And it's so cute. Okay, Japanese kids are uniform. They have this little hat. They have this little bag, and the bag and the hat, they're all same. Yeah. And you just see these tiny people who are not even up to the size of people, just navigating around big crowds in, for example, Shinjuku. Yeah, Shinjuku airport, Shinjuku train station, which is like one of the biggest train stations in Tokyo. But they look so cute though, and it's funny how they know their way. Yeah? They don't get lost.
I mean, imagine as a country how safe those kids must have felt, and the parents must have felt to let them travel by themselves. Okay, we have failed basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand like child protection, etc., etc. But if as a country you felt safe enough, that's the route to independence from day one.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you went to school by yourself. It's literally how in Nepal, like our parents went Dala Kara to go to school by themselves.
Yeah.
Like when they're really young. Exactly. It's literally the same motive, but in the city.
Exactly. It's a nice environment to promote independence right from the start. I know.
Exactly. That's how it should be done. Child. And take responsibility of their own actions since day one, okay?
Yeah.
They don't really have to say like mom, dad, and it's very good. the trust they have in that.
Yeah. Also in Japan, I felt very safe in Japan. Yeah.
Mm.
Because in every other corner, they would have like a little police box.
Yeah.
And there would be like a couple of police with like little sticks of there. Like you would feel so safe. Okay? But so that Japan is just
Also not very corrupted policing. Let me tell you that.
polite.
Just because they're police doesn't mean they're always safe and always right. Because some parts of the country, they're always, I don't know, corrupted as the government.
We've seen both.
Yeah. Being exchanged for a camel in Turkey.
We're laughing because we personally know this story. This was one of our friends, Emily. You guys have seen her in our
Dalbat video.
Dalbat video. So they went on a holiday with her family. She went on a holiday with her family to Turkey, and then the guys were just joking around and asking. Well, they were trying to buy her off her dad, and then her dad is just Mr. Michael is just jokes. He was like, "Oh, how many camels?" So he almost exchanged his daughter for a few camels.
3 camels, wasn't it? 3 camels, I think. Wow. I wonder how much I'm worth.
Right. China. Someone told me not to enter their shop because they don't stock clothes my size.
I can relate. So, recent experience. Nepal, most of the goods come from China, period. Like, there's no cap. My grandma said to me, pack warm clothes because it's cold.
Yeah.
So all the clothes I packed were warm clothes. I know. Come to the UK. Come to Nepal. It's hot. It's 18 degrees. That's hot for me. Right? You sort of like half t-shirt me out. Like we put this jacket on in the morning, take it off in the noon, and then just put it back on in the evening. Hot as hell, eh? And we went around shopping. One of my mamas, he owns like a wholesale shop in Kathmandu. He's one of the biggest suppliers in Kathmandu to even today clothes or import export. So we went to his Godam. Godam means a wholesale shop. All of it to find an outfit for me, summerish type go. Bear in mind it's winter in Kathmandu, no? None. Non-existent.
What size?
Even the biggest felt tobacco is skin tight, yeah. So it's impossible.
I'm sure people your size are not like. I'm sure we have people your size back home.
Definitely. Thought the how you want ke. I feel like one body goes on a body. It's more like I'm buying this because it fits, not because I want it.
Very limited choice.
Yeah. And I remember back in home when I used to grow up, because I have a size 7 foot, and it's a very not common size in Nepal. I would not get women shoes and everything. So I grew up wearing trainers, like men go trainers, because there was no cute feminine shoes of my size. So when I came to the UK, I was like, wow, this is paradise.
A whole new world.
I know. Yeah. And like, I mean, obviously, my size for women are tall. I mean, they're amazing tailors in Nepal. But when you're in time constraint and when you want, like, outfit that something you really like, your style, it's a bit difficult.
Right? Honestly. And you know, in China, most things that come from China are like one size.
Oh my god, don't even start me with one size.
Yeah.
Once I remember going to buy underwear with mom. I don't know. The underwear was this big, yeah? This big.
What?
To those who are not watching it, who are listening, let's say size 4 UK. Yeah. Okay? I'm a size 16 UK. She literally stretched it. Three size. This is one size. I'm like, woman, I'm gonna have like massive bollops of fat coming out.
Cut off at the waist.
Exactly, cut off circulation or whatnot. I'm not even sure if it go over my bum. But one size somebody wants. What? So ever since then, every time I go like anywhere is Asia, I make sure I pack enough clothes here. So I don't want to buy anything there. Yeah. If it's Europe, I don't really care. But Asia, you have to make sure.
Yeah. I guess that I can't relate to that type of inconvenience because like I kind of fit. If not, it will be like thicker or big for me.
You're like
Slightly
average
big.
avid
Yeah,
size, you know?
yeah.
Like your size would be like perfect in Nepal, you find everywhere.
Right?
I'm not saying you can't, okay?
China, I would say the thing that I've experienced is when you enter a shop, you can't just browse. If you've browsed it,
You have to
if
buy.
you come out without buying anything, they become so rude and aggressive to you. Yeah? Why look? Why look when you don't want to buy? And I'm like, I'm sorry, like it's not like you know, obviously stock better goods then, so that I would like to buy. Or if something fails at the haggling stage, they become so aggressive at you.
Apparently Casa Bazaar, you know this place called Casa Bazaar in Nepal.
Is it where Chinese stuff comes?
It's a border, okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Casa Bazaar is up in the Himalayas,
Right at the border of Nepal and China.
So Casa Bazaar, apparently that's what happens. If you look, you have to buy. Same mentality.
I've heard right at the border, the Nepalese speak fluent Chinese and the Chinese speak fluent Nepalese.
I mean, yeah.
Business makes people learn a lot of things.
Literally.
What? My goodness. But yeah, man, that sucks. That really sucks. When you're like told not to come into the store. And like, thank you, I may not be buying things, but at least be a bit more hospitable. My friend might want to buy something.
There you go, hey, like,
okay.
You're a business person for it. Like, honestly. Carry on.
No,
Your
that was
turn.
me. Your
Oh yeah, my turn. Seeing girls in bikini.
this is from a man.
Yeah. Bogaro.
La-
Bogaro. Stinking girls.
Until we came to this country, I don't think a lot of Nepalese men were exposed to people, girls in bikini. I don't know.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's in the dirty magazines that they stock.
Or unless you're like a very in a group of very liberal women, I guess.
Yeah.
Who didn't care.
Yeah. But yeah, I can understand where it would come shocking for somebody who's not traveled before and just started traveling then. Or
Spoiler. When I was in school, I couldn't relate why girls wore like bitter slacks or shorts inside the swimsuits. Shorts. I'm like, why are you doing that type of nigga?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know, right? I've always been, I guess, daring in choices of clothing. So I've been stared at for wearing like a little spaghetti straps. And I also used to not wear the little shorts in my
I've never worn it.
Yeah, swimming costume. So people used to stare at me, and I was like, only a child, yeah. So why are you staring at a child's thighs, butts?
This is why I find it very uncomfortable when people post pictures of their young children naked on social media, because you don't know who's out there on the other side.
Exactly.
Because it might be cute to you, it might be cute to some pedophilic person too. So you need to sort of be aware, I guess.
Yeah.
Like bath time with my baby, you're fine, cute, but you need to know who's watching. And who do you trust? Like, you don't even trust your own family members, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that bikini thing, what's the Nepal man? Obviously, me and my sister, we're like plus size women. We don't give a shit. We wear bikini, whatever, you know?
Yeah. By the way, that photo was quite cute.
Of what?
You guys in bikini.
Yeah, I mean, we're quite confident, I guess.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, like, we are promoting fat people, but we're just quite confident. We don't, since spoiler, nigga.
Yeah.
So we were out there, like, you know, in the open.
In the cold swimming pool.
Who gives a shit, you know? And then everyone's just looking at, like, why are they in bikini, number one? Number two, they're fat. Like, okay, like, looking at...
Like, dare you wear bikini if you're fat? No.
They don't. Nobody wears bikini if they're fat in Nepal.
So, these people who visit resorts in Nepal, right? What do they wear then to the swimming pool?
So, there are two kinds of people. Some people who are just cool as us. Cool as us. Like some people who just don't care. They're all about, you know, positivity, blah, blah, blah. Instagrammers. I've seen people wear very conservative swimsuits. Like the shorts, the thing. That's still a thing, you know?
Yeah.
One of my cousins, she's very conservative as well. Not that she's not modern, she just chooses not to show her body, and which is respectably fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was wearing like shorts and then skirt khalke, and then it was like a swimsuit top, like a t-shirt type kind of. I'm like, whoa, I haven't seen that because I've seen like sleeveless type, but it was like literally like top. So that's the current swimming trend in Nepal apparently.
Okay.
So quite a variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to India. Bear in mind, I'm Indian. Never in my life have I felt so alien and out of place.
So what?
So alien and out of place.
I agree.
She is British Indian. Her mom and dad, I think they were in Kenya. So they were born and bred in Kenya, moved over to England, and then she was born and bred here. So when she went back, but obviously, even if you are born and bred in a different country, you are still exposed to your own culture at home. So you're still exposed to a few things at home. So, but when she went back home, she found it so shocking. She felt so out of place.
I agree.
And I asked her, I bet your husband felt more at home because her husband is Polish. And then she was like, yeah, he was more comfortable there.
How small the taxis were. I'm laughing because I was just telling her and her dad.
Fresh, taza trauma.
Fresh trauma. So basically, yeah, we used this taxi driver ever since when we were in school. Okay? So the taxi, my mom, my sister, I, and my mom's friend, my friend, her younger sister. And we used to go on the same taxi. Okay? Bear in mind, same taxi, same driver, nothing's changed. We ordered the taxi because we had a situation and we had to take the taxi. We had to book Tinzara taxi, We ordered the taxi confidently, saying 4 people would fit there, 5 including the driver. My mom sat, my sister sat on the front seat. So my mom sat and I went in and I looked. This much space. If you're for size reference, if you're listening, less than less than 6 or 7 inches. That's it left. Okay. Me and my mom, we both looked at each other. We told the taxi driver because obviously we were quite, frank with him. We were like, "Dai, तपाईँको taxi त ठुलो रहेछ त," as in like your taxi, like sarcastically, your taxi is really big, and like stressed, yeah, because we've actually number counted people, how many people requires per taxi in either.
Yeah.
So one person won't fit. So we had to get the smallest person to fit in between us. And bear in mind, she couldn't lean back. She had to lean forward. The whole journey, yeah.
That is always me. The person that sits in the middle and leans forward, that's always me.
But anyways, but that taxi is like very old school taxi, and I'm pretty sure that's getting eliminated because Alikati, a bit modern prior to that taxi is Alikati wider, okay? Yeah. In that taxi, say, us 3 big people could fit, but obviously the person still had to go agadi. But the point is, our butts fit, okay? The taxis are small in Nepal, man. Because coming like, you forget, okay, like London go taxi, man, you can fit like 6 people.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if not 5 at the back.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely then. Lovely, jolly.
Like you'd have a lovely
But
ride.
was it like a little Suzuki?
Yeah, Maruti Suzuki 800.
Ah.
Well, like old school one, like very old, like 2000s probably.
I know, right? I feel like that if I go back home, I will feel, because those taxis used to feel big when I was a child.
Mate, I go like Nepal every 3 years and I get culture shock every time. Imagine you'd be like, oh, Butala.
By the way, if I haven't told people enough, then I have not been back home for 17 years now.
Exactly. Her dad was saying, my daughter doesn't go, and I was like, maybe cut the ticket for her.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly. Right. Next one. Canada. Honestly, started from the friendliest immigration officers. So friendly.
That's one of my top countries that I want to visit. But not in springtime, autumn/winter time. I like winter.
You want to see all the maple trees.
Maybe experience some sort of snow.
Snow.
Because the snow come up to this level, and I've always heard they're like friendly.
I've heard
immigration
really...
in UK is not bad either.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not very
not bad.
unfriendly, but they're okay. But in Nepal, around walk on, mate. Like UK walk on, get around walk on. Can you say come around walk on?
Yeah.
Or come around walk on. Don't even need to use honorifics.
Yeah.
Just say politely.
Yeah.
Come around. Thorkala is there. You man, you can't even say fuck you because you want to get in with her. You're like, oh.
The nicest experience that I've had with the immigration officer is probably in Italy, because they looked at my passport. Because I used to travel with Nepalese passport. When you travel with a passport from a very weak country, you do get looked down. You do get more checked because people are not used to seeing those passports come through their immigration, and that's the same thing that happened. The Italian officer just looked at my passport, looked at me, and I was like, oh, here we go. Like, come at me with 10 questions. And they were like literally flipping it back and forth, and I was like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah.
He even called the other person over to have a look at my passport, okay? And then they said, we've never seen a Nepalese passport. Welcome to our country. We love Nepal, because Italians love mountains,
Yeah.
So they were. I was like, like not the response that I was expecting, but I'll take it.
I've had people take a passport. Like usually they tell you to take the passport cover out.
Yeah.
But usually it's opaque. Mine's transparent. They're like, can you take the passport cover out? And I'm like, mate, taking the passport cover and not taking the passport cover is the same passport. It says passport like Nepal go, isn't it? Like, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take it out.
Exactly.
Or could say I got held very badly in India because of my passport. Like to the point they were calling Mesha Guru last call. I'm like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Why? What were they checking like?
So they didn't let me go in. Because I was flying back to the UK. They didn't let me go in, okay?
Oh. Okay.
So I was in the check-in point now. Check-in point, they literally stopped me from going. I couldn't even check my luggage at that point.
Oh.
So they were like, we'll call manager. And I was like, fine, whatever, So used to it at this point, okay? The manager didn't come for like another half an hour. So I'm not patiently waiting,
Yeah.
And then I'm like entertaining myself with the internet and whatnot. And then the manager doesn't come and I'm like, excuse me, where's the manager? I didn't speak Hindi at this point, I was like, where's the manager? Where's the manager? He's coming, he's coming. And I was like, well, get your manager now, because this is like beyond.
Miss my flight.
Yeah, this is beyond like. So by the time the manager came, I had an argument with the manager saying, he was like, ma'am, you can't go, you don't have a visa, okay?
Now that you tell me, I have had the same experience in Delhi airport.
It's in Delhi airport. Yeah. Piece of shit. Anyways, you work better. Delhi airport, you can't go, you don't have visa. And I'm like,
what is this?
Yeah. I have a whole old passport and a biometric that says, what are the biometric they don't have visa. A biometric card that says indefinite stay in the UK.
Yeah.
What part of this means I need a visa?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't need a visa. I was trying to explain to the manager and he was like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. And I'm like, oh my god, I lost the plot. I was like, kya kar raha hai idhar? Spoke in Hindi. I was like, you fucking let me go. Or like in literally Hindi. Like I swore at him. I shouldn't have, but I didn't care at the point. I was like, let me go. I'm going to miss my flight or you're going to pay for it. And then he was like, okay, oh, sorry, ma'am, we didn't know. And I was like, well, you should know because you're working in the airport.
Yeah.
You should know. If you don't know, then who knows? And you're the manager of the Bikini window. Your staff didn't know fair. They're just protecting you. You're the manager. You should have known. And at that point, after I checked in, went through boarding, etc., like I went to the toilet and I came. Bought water, went to the toilet, and they were like, Mesha Gurung, final call for Mesha Gurung. I was like, fucking hell, man.
Yeah, I had the same experience. They were looking at my visa and they were like, no, you don't have visa. And I said, listen, and this is not even in the check-in area. This is while boarding. Right outside the plane door. And I'm like, what are you on about? I've been let through immigration. I'm here. And I even showed him, I took out my driving license, I took out my uni student ID, and I was like, listen, look, like, I live there, I have a visa. I literally had to argue with him for a little bit and then they let me go. And I'm like,
What was
so
the point of
what
it?
was the point of stopping me if you're gonna let me go eventually? If I raise my voice a little bit,
Exactly.
I think they were just trying to probably make some money on the side.
I just don't get it. Like a biometric, full-fledged biometric. Like what part of it is, you know?
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
Let's not.
But yeah, that was the worst terrible experience, I guess.
Yeah. You gonna go next?
Where was I? Wait, let me hold back. Hold back. Where were we? Canada. Oh, but you half my age going to school and coming back home alone from Japan. I mean, we've discussed that before. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done this one. South Korea. Azumma literally are like our budgies feeding us with broken English. Oh,
Cute.
they are. You know what? The restaurant owners there, they are really nice. I remember this. Obviously, everybody was quite friendly. They are quite polite to their customers. This lady, this couple, that old couple, they were restaurant owners, and we were at this big Jagalchi market in Busan, and we came in and we were just browsing. We didn't know what to eat, and plus one of us was vegetarian. If you're vegetarian in
Why would
South
you
Korea,
go?
like just it's horrible. And we went in there and they sat us down and they showed us menu, and it was so much. By then we knew that vegetarian dishes. It was so hard to tell people that we don't eat this person doesn't eat meat, or if we said no kogi, like no meat, they would bring fish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, not even fish, like proper, just plant. And this lady like literally went out of the menu, made pancakes. You know those little spring onion pancakes?
Yeah.
Like chive pancakes.
Chive, yeah.
Oh, the best pancakes we've ever had. She just kept dishing up as many, and us girls, we just kept eating. Like, let alone vegetarian, didn't get the vegetarian pancake. All the meat eaters were like gobbling her vegetarian pancake down.
Who was vegetarian?
This one of our friends that went with us.
Oh.
I don't think you've met her yet. But yeah, very, very heartwarming.
I've heard like South Korea and vegetarian they don't do. Sounds like my country. But we're planning to go this year. Hopefully, plan is on. Plan.
Yeah.
It makes it out of the group chat. Which never does lately. But yeah, Arco 1. I forgot Nepal, okay? I forgot Batu Makai was his catwalk or the Hinsare. So basically, if you know, in Nepal and India, cow is our national animal. We don't hurt cows.
Holy as well.
Holy, we don't hurt cows. So you can hit a person but not a cow. You navigate around the cow. You can't budge it. And you know, in offices, if you say guy was on the road, you get an excuse. That's how.
Oh, they understand the excuse, do they?
Cow. Cow was on the road.
And in Nepal, if a cow decides to sit in the middle of a road,
It sits.
It sits. People don't really move it away. People just go around it. Like,
I mean, if you're a motorbike, you can, but if you're a bus in a car, you kind of stuck.
Exactly.
And if you honk at them, they'll look at you, and they'll just look away. Like, no shit's given, yeah. No shit's given.
With their little bell
I know.
around their neck.
It's like,
they don't
whatever.
care. They do not care. This is so funny. Right. Also forgot about 7-8 p.m. Everything is closed and pitch black. Yeah.
I was the same in the UK as well, not gonna lie.
Oh no, you know, I was back home. We're so used to having that one constant, you know, daytime, nighttime. In the UK, when I first came and it was 9 p.m. and it was still sunny, I was like,
shocked.
What the?
Yeah.
I don't think it's 9 p.m. That was my culture shock when I moved to this country.
I guess that is like with everyone when they come to the UK.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bit like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Summers are a lot longer.
Also, when I came to this country, summer used to be cool. Like, I would have to wear a hoodie.
But now it's unbearable, yeah.
It's unbearable.
Because it's a wooden house. So the humidity is through the roof, yeah. I'd rather camp outside than live in my house, like, in summer, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Nepalese are more modern in Nepal than in the UK. Facts. I agree. If you're, I can't tell if you're from the rural areas of Nepal. But if you're on the
From
metropolitan
cities,
city
yeah.
like Kathmandu, Pokhara, Chitwan, and Nepagonjan, etc., they are very modern. The culture is just different
Yeah.
to here. Like, it's just different, yeah.
And I feel like if the society back home was not so judgmental, like was not so openly judgmental, I think they would be more modern than that, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's so cool. Okay, like I mean, I consider our family quite like your family, our family quite modern. We
Yeah.
don't really care, judgmentally free type of.
Yeah.
But going back home, it's even more freer. Okay, I mean, clearly my grandparents are still in their own era.
Yeah.
But they've changed according to the as time came,
Yeah,
you know.
according to
So the people of our age, like they're in the next level, man. Very open-minded. Conversations are very intellectual and not very like, oh, I'm a boy, I'm gonna understand. But then they don't have conversations like that. Okay, it's so good to not have that issue. You know?
Yeah. I guess they just think that they just know by now that there's no point saying, oh, my parents won't understand anymore,
Or
because
their
it's
parents
like,
are just,
quite yeah.
quite understanding compared to ours. We can do 3 more, I think.
Your turn.
I just said that. Your turn.
Ew.
Oh.
Right. The next one, I think this is a lot of people can relate to this one. How much I actually don't know Nepali reading, writing, or even speaking.
Period. It's one of my New Year's resolution to learn how to write and speak in Nepali as much as I can. Like Aussie.
You know some bits, don't you?
I know quite a lot.
Yeah.
I actually can write decent essays. I used to get, I think, a 10 marks essay and do like 7.5 or 8. But having said that, my past tense, present, and future tense, all that is quite good. But my vocabulary is not necessarily good. Okay? I only know like simple, basic Nepali terms.
Yeah.
But I know more than the average Nepali UK community person. I know that for a fact. But I want to increase the Nepali literature a bit more. And reading fluently. Reading, so I've always struggled ever since a child.
Yeah.
Because you're not the Nepali subject content though.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
get it?
All of our curriculum used to be in English.
And
Apart from
you
the
have
Nepali
one
language.
Nepali subject, and that's the only place you read Nepali.
Exactly. And
So,
even in school, we were encouraged to speak more English than Nepali.
Yeah. So I don't blame us. So I bought a few Nepali books to read this time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll borrow some.
It's all poetry. So.
Yeah. It's for me, I went from finishing school in Nepal to forgetting Nepali, then going into a job where I had to speak and write Nepali. So I've been like all over the place. But I guess I would say I can still have a good conversation in Nepali, like pure Nepali with somebody if I had to.
I mean, I can have with like elderlies and everything, but if a high literate Nepali person would have to speak to me,
No.
I would struggle. Okay?
Yeah.
So I want to get to that level. So I think my Nepali is medium to advanced.
Yeah.
I want to make it advanced. Basically. Yeah. It's not basic for sure, but yeah. No queuing. On the queue system's higher, they say, Ollie, please, like, can't say no queuing. Ollie got this her.
No, not completely.
It was no queuing, but Ollie, it's a group queuing. So it counts. Group queuing counts.
Exactly.
Group queuing is it though? Like, even in the concerts you go in the UK, Nepali event, group queuing.
And then if some of your friends are running a bit late, they can come and join your group queue.
But then if someone else joins before you, you're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
like,
they can queue jump.
To be honest, queue jump, I don't mind doing what I'm say. But more than that, I'm like, come on.
Exactly.
Like, if they're understandable, even we do that. But if it's like a whole group of people, I'm like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Like, just have some...
Why are we saying exactly so much, yeah? We're just agreeing too much with each other.
Exactly.
Right. I think we'll probably have to do a couple more. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit too long. And then do a part 2 of this. Okay. Right. While driving, indicating right, even though you're parking on your left-hand side.
Agreed.
Huh? I don't...
So, like in the UK, if you're parking, you indicate left. You indicate left and you park left, Nida.
Yeah,
But
you
there,
indicate wherever you're about to go.
yeah, but they indicate right, so that means they're parking left. Okay? Doesn't make sense.
Huh?
Exactly. And when you want the person behind you to go, you literally put the hazard light on or just tell them go. You just like do right again, and then they'll leave. Okay? So indication right means you're either parking left or you're either telling the person behind to go. Well, that's what I figured out.
Oh.
But if it's not right, then riders and drivers in Nepal, please
correct
let me
us
know.
if it's not right.
But that's what we sort of like accumulated like in the highways. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. So, for those who don't know Nepal's driving system, road system, we drive on the left as well.
Yeah.
There. So you're driving on the left, but
Uh-huh.
if you want to park on this side, you don't indicate and go. You
No.
indicate right.
Right, and then you go.
What?
Like that's what I've noticed. Like I can't be wrong, I know, but if I'm wrong, please correct me. Eh? And then on multiple occasions, I say they were indicating right, like the trucks, okay, tippers and trucks, and then indicating right, and then our driver would just go, okay. So that means like the road is clear, you can
Like,
go.
as if overtake from the right side.
Yeah, I mean overtake from the right side is the same as the UK. But if you want the person to overtake, you just be like, yeah, the left indicate so you can overtake like on the in the country roads, okay. They do the right,
yeah,
and then they go right.
Every country has their own thing. Europe, most of the time, you know, when you go in the roundabout,
Yeah.
you indicate. So Europe, when you drive on the right side, you go this way in the roundabout. So when you're going towards the right hand side, as you're turning, you indicate right. You indicate the left because you're still going in the roundabout. So when it's your exit, you stop indicating.
So you don't indicate right?
No, you don't indicate to the exit that you're going to. You stop indicating.
I mean, that's probably
exiting.
safer.
Yeah.
To be fair, like rather than you indicate right, and then when you're about to come, you have to indicate left, like whilst trying to navigate. I know. Another thing in Nepal, once since you said roundabout, you don't go over the roundabout. You go under the roundabout.
Huh? What's the point of the roundabout being there?
My point. Just for the traffic
I
to
bet
stand.
they're just breaking traffic rules.
I don't think the traffic even know the rules at this point. The traffic stood in the middle. And they do this thing, yeah. And then they go from underneath. I think we need to bring all these traffic wardens to the UK to see how disciplined we are. Like, we really are.
Well, most of the time. You still have those dickheads around.
I mean, if you're driving in Nepal, come on, man. Come on.
When I was in Nepal, I feel like I'm going to say this a lot in this podcast. When I was in Nepal, traffic lights had just come on. Like, you know, they were installing traffic lights.
When you were in Nepal, maybe there were 10 cars, okay? Now there's like 100, 200s of it. Maybe thousands. So, like, just stop at this point.
Okay, even if after they install the traffic lights, not a lot of people knew how to use them. The rest of them didn't even follow.
We have zebra crossing now. Do people follow it?
No.
So if you're a pedestrian, if you get seen not crossing in the zebra crossing, you get told off. But if you're a rider or a driver, you don't necessarily have the obligation to like brake at the zebra crossing. So zebra crossing money, you're like praying for your life.
Left, right.
No one speaks English. I think it's a universal thing, you'd say. Like, you know how they say, like, English is the
universal language.
It's not necessarily true.
It's not. I think, you know, in Nepal, ever since we were small, we were taught English because you were told English is a very important language. It's a universal language.
Because India was colonized by Britain, and Nepali curriculum is influenced by India. Because in China, they don't do that. Not even in Japan. Not even in Korea. Yeah. Let alone in Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
They have English as a choice, not a mandatory.
Yeah.
And here we are as Nepali. We don't even know our own language because we were so focused on English. Only English, proper English. I know. It's half American, half British. I know. Cilantro. What the fuck is cilantro? Brinjal. What the fuck is brinjal here? I don't know. Like, can I get a
Eggplant.
brinjal? Eggplant in America?
Like, peppers, we call it capsicum back home.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you come here and you're like, peppers. And I'm like,
Pepper? Like,
Yeah.
black pepper? No, bell peppers. And they've got sweet peppers. Only radish like mooli ones. Yeah, mooli. Like, only lady's finger. What is lady's finger? Okra. What? At this
all
point,
those times trying to
be so
memorize the
Western.
English name, and then now they're using Indian, Nepali languages for describing the vegetable, and I'm like, what was the point?
What was the point?
Why did I work so
And
hard?
the brinjal was the biggest culture shock, you know. It's not even brinjal. It's not even eggplant. Aubergine. What the would you do that? Also in Nepal, we went to a Korean restaurant and there was brinjal as a side dish. Okay?
Yeah.
Very nicely, okay? Like aubergine, the Korean one. And I was like, cute. I ate it and I couldn't tell what it was. Okay? It was so good. Okay?
Yeah.
I usually don't like brinjal, you know. And I had it and my master was like, brinjal. And, oh, sorry. Aubergine. Inside jokes.
No, honestly, once you start traveling to so many countries, you realize that your English doesn't really work that much.
And
literally,
you're lucky in this era. Google Translate is your best friend.
Oh, and also, let me tell you, when I started solo traveling 10 years ago, Google Translate was so underdeveloped. Like, it would not make sense at all. And I have had so many difficult times during traveling because the Google Translate wouldn't work. I wouldn't know the language. It was all basically, you know what?
Hand
We
sign
all should have
language.
hand languages.
But then, even sign languages, they have different, okay?
Yeah,
like
American,
British,
yeah.
so stupid.
You know what works?
What?
The most universal method of communication? Photos. Take a photo, mate. If you need a toilet, take a photo of the toilet, point it and go, you'll get there. If you need water, if you need food, take a photo of it, show it to the person.
I've never struggled to ask for food, let's be honest. Elite. My struggle to find a toilet, food, never. So if you're traveling with me, you're never hungry.
Yeah.
But the Google Translate is still underdeveloped because I use it for work.
Yeah.
And I have to translate to communicate with kids who don't speak English because obviously they're refugee kids, right? I still struggle because I'm trying to say one thing, they understand the other thing. It's still so it's still underdeveloped. It's only developed in languages like French, Spanish, things like that.
Yeah.
Even then, they like it's a hit or miss, yeah. So like I want to go there, I dare type go, but it's still you kind of get the point.
Yeah.
But in other languages, in Middle Eastern, especially Middle Eastern, Asia. I mean, Mid-Central Asia is not very much explored yet.
Yeah.
So, and it's quite backward in terms of other Asia, Nita. So, their part is still, it's very difficult to understand it.
Yeah.
Still struggling.
Languages.
Google, man, level up. Oops, sorry.
In this era of AI, you gotta do better.
Exactly,
especially
do better.
if you think, especially when Google has so much biodiversity.
I mean, they're like the leading ones, Nita.
Yeah.
They're like the number one, basically. So,
God.
But anyways, this is the end of part 1. At this rate, I think we might have part 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But we will see you on the next one, I think.
By the way, for those who send in the responses,
thank you so much.
Yeah, we have never been so overwhelmed with this many responses that we have had to make 2-3 parts of a same podcast.
I know.
But we love you for doing that.
Thank you. Saranghe. There am I. Anyways, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.